This is the watch that I've owned for the longest. It's been part of my watch collection for the longest. I think about 20 years now. I was probably about 11, 12 when I received this watch. I never serviced it. As you can see, even the little window date frame, or I should say a day frame, is missing. I should service the watch and fix that little part. This watch I'm not really wearing. Obviously, it's more of a sentimental value to me. Another watch that I don't really wear is this little Timex manual wind watch. The watch actually works really well. I bought it at a flea market years back for about $8 or $10. And it's one of those really cool watches that I don't often wear, but I really, really like. And I'm glad that I have it in my collection. Another vintage watch, another manual wind watch, another watch that I don't really wear all that often. This one is made by a company called Chaika. It's actually a Ukrainian company, which is kind of cool. And also this watch was given to me by my uncle. It's more of a sentimental value watch as opposed to, you know, your daily wear, something like that. I like that this watch doesn't have a seconds hand. That's kind of a cool touch. And I also like those vintage style Arabic numerals. They look kind of cool. Moving from tiny little watches to a big ginormous Invicta. Yes, I own an Invicta, and this was actually a watch that I wore all throughout high school. I remember my mom bought it for me because I really loved it when I saw it in Costco, and she was like, okay, fine, I'll buy you this watch. And I wore it every single day for years and years. It's a quartz watch. I haven't replaced the battery in a long time. I'm not even sure if this watch would work, but even if it works, I'm not gonna wear it anyways. And you can see that the crystal is kind of foggy. I'm not sure why that is. Again, this one here, I would never wear, but it's just cool to have in a watch box. Brings back a lot of memories. Another quartz watch, another present. This one was given to me by my girlfriend at the time. Now she's my wife. She has given me two different watches in our relationship. This is the first one, and the second one, of course, I'm going to feature later on in this video. It's a fossil, and I really like the style of this watch. Back in the day, I used to wear it quite a bit. It has this kind of a diver style bezel, but it's also a chronograph. Interesting watch. Again, I don't wear it anymore, but I used to wear it all the time. Since we're taking a trip into the land of sentimental watches, another one of these watches that I got as a gift and has been part of my collection for many years is this Vostok Europe. It's not the Russian Vostok. This one is actually a Lithuanian company. Now, if you watched these strongman competitions, you probably have seen this company advertise some of the Lithuanian strongmen. I used to be really into that stuff, so I knew about this watch company for a while. Then my friend discovered it and he gave me this watch as a gift. It's this ginormous, I think 47 or maybe 50 millimeter watch. Just to give you an idea, it wears pretty big. It's actually fitting my wrist all right. I mean, it's a ginormous watch, and again, I used to wear it all the time, but not anymore. Now this one sits in my watch box as kind of a reminder of good times that my friend and I have had back in the day. And this one is an automatic watch. It's powered by the Seiko NH35. I should probably get it serviced at some point. I showed you some of the watches in my watch collection that I don't really wear. Now I'm going to show you some of the watches that I do actually wear. And this is one of them. I used to wear this little Seiko all the time. It's a little field watch. It is an automatic, powered by the very simple Seiko movement. Now, I used to wear this watch all the time going skiing and snowboarding and things like that because it's so slim and comfortable to wear. It just slides under the cuff of the jacket and never gets in the way. And I really like the design of this watch. It has kind of this Flieger slash field watch aesthetic, and I really, really like it. So it's one of these watches that has been in my collection for many years, and I really enjoy wearing it from time to time. This is the only Citizen that I have in my collection. I really want to add more, or at least experience more Citizen watches, maybe not necessarily own them, because I am quite impressed with their quality. I don't know why Seiko takes the first place when it comes to Japanese watches. Citizen kind of gets lost in the background. I really like this Pro Diver. As you can see, it's a left-hand drive one. It has a nice and satisfying bezel action, and overall, it's a pretty solid diver. I love wearing this one, especially when I go on trips and vacations, things like that. It's one tough watch. Another tough watch, and probably a staple in a lot of watch collections, is a G-Shock, of course. Now this one is the square face G-Shock that I've owned for many years. I love running in this watch, and overall it's a solid package. I mean, if you're looking for a beater watch, or if you're looking for a watch to just, I don't know, wear in your workshop or wear for sporting activities, you cannot beat G-Shock. It's also super comfortable to wear. Overall, highly recommend. And for many years, this was my most worn watch because I would wear it to the gym or I would wear it during running, things like that. And I was pretty much doing those things every day. So I enjoyed the hell out of this watch. And as you can see, it looks pretty much brand new. And that's the power of G-Shock. You know what's better than one G-Shock in a watch collection? Of course, two G-Shocks in a watch collection. This one here is a modded Casio oak. So I bought this aftermarket modding kit. Now it has a metal case and a rubber strap. Really like this mod. I especially like the color combination on the watch. I like that stark contrast between the black dial and the white indices and white set of hands. I also really enjoyed the look of this gray rubber strap. Overall, a very comfortable watch and just something that I enjoy wearing. Phoebus is a microbrand company that I reviewed quite a few different watches from. This one right here has stuck around. To be honest, I don't remember the name of this one. I owned it for about maybe 4 years. Yeah, probably 4 years, 3 years at least. And it's one of those watches that I really enjoy wearing. It looks tough and it is actually tough. I like this bracelet. I like the color combination of it. Just overall, well done, Phoebus, with this watch. From one microbrand to another, this one is from Zelos. It's called the Spearfish. And I really like this watch. As you can see, it has a meteorite dial. It also has this 12-hour GMT style bezel that's actually ceramic and loomed. And overall, the quality of this watch is outstanding. Zelos never fails to deliver, and they really delivered with this watch. I owned it for over a year now, and I really like it. Here's another watch that I really like. It's this little Casio quartz watch. I think it's called Beside, and it's pretty much an homage to sort of a combination of Royal Oak and Nautilus. I like that integrated bracelet. I love how slim this watch is. Just look at that. On the wrist, it just fits so well. Whenever I wear this watch, I get a ton of compliments, and people always ask me, especially watch guys, where they can find this watch. I think it's sold out pretty much everywhere, and I think Casio discontinued it. But if you do find one on eBay or one of the resale market websites, do buy it. It's one hell of a watch. I think I bought mine for about $100 or maybe less. I think now they're going for maybe $200. Even at $200, it's still worth it. The quality is not outstanding, of course. This bracelet feels very cheap, but the overall look and the design of this watch is fantastic. Plus, look at that dial. I mean, isn't that gorgeous? This is the second and last Seiko in my watch collection. I used to own like 8 or 10 Seikos at the same time, but I kind of got rid of all of them because my watch collection was just getting out of hand, and the two that I kept was that field watch and this Seiko SKX009. I really like this watch. It's covered in mortar, it's covered in paint because I did renovations in this watch. It's swam with me in various seas and oceans because I always take this one on vacation with me. It's just amazing watch. Now, of course, this one is discontinued. They have a replacement model, but I think it lost some of that charm. Now, by any means, this is not a perfect watch. It has a lot of negatives, mainly the fact that it doesn't have hand winding feature. It doesn't have a hacking feature, but overall, I really love my SKX. And I mentioned this various times on the YouTube channel. If I were to have my whole watch collection disappear, this is the first watch that I would buy back. Just something very special about the SKX. A Rolex Datejust reference 16030. It's a watch from 1979, so it's a vintage Rolex Datejust. Of course, 36 millimeters, the correct size for Datejust. That engine turn bezel, the applied indices, the overall classic look of the watch, drilled lock holes. I really enjoy this watch. I bought it years ago. This was my very first Rolex, and what a first Rolex it is. It's just fantastic. I recently got it serviced, and now it's running within 1 second per day, which is amazing. Think about it. This watch is, over 40 years old, gonna be 50, and it is running within 1 second per day. That's how good Rolex movements are. This is the only watch that I've added to my collection in the past year. That's right, in the past 12 months, I haven't bought any watches except for this one. Well, actually, I didn't really buy this one. This one was sent to me for review and I kept it, and I really love this timepiece. Of course, it's a chronograph. It's very vintage inspired from a company called Nevada Granchen. and they did something really special with this watch. It looks like a vintage watch built out of modern materials. I guess that's the point of this one. I really love wearing it. Something really cool about this one, you put it on this nice tan leather strap. You have some nice Chelsea boots with it. You wear it with the shirt or you wear it with the leather jacket, and it just looks pure class. Another watch that's pure class is of course this Omega Seamaster, the Pierce Brosnan Golden Eye edition. Is the first James Bond Omega, and in my opinion it's one of the best ones, maybe rivaled by the latest Daniel Craig No Time to Die Omega, because I really like that titanium version. But this one here is a classic. It's super comfortable, really thin. Of course, it's the Quartz version. Now, I know a lot of you guys will raise your eyebrows. Oh man, I have a Quartz Omega Seamaster, but it's just so good. This one is almost a perfect watch. I love the skeletonized hands. I love that wavy dial. Everything about this watch is amazing, and I wear it quite often. It's another one of those watches that's my vacation companion, that's my holiday companion. And again, I traveled so much with this one. I have so many great memories with it. And this was my first quote unquote luxury timepiece. This was my first watch from brands like Omega and Rolex and etc. So very special meaning behind it. And I bought it for $900 back in the day. Now they're going for something like $2,000. But of course, I would never sell it because it's just so special to me. Another special watch is this Rolex Submariner, the two-tone yellow gold and stainless steel. I think the reference of this one is 16613. It's the 2000 or 2001 version. Sorry, I keep on forgetting because I have another vintage Rolex that is similar years and I keep on mixing up which one is which. Actually, I believe this one is 1999. That's right, 1999. I own this watch for over a year now. I actually bought it for my 30th birthday. I was never into two-tone watches, gold watches, things like that. And I also preferred the modern Submariner with the ceramic bezel over the vintage Submariner with the aluminum bezel insert. However, there's something really cool about this vintage two-tone. For the two-tone, for some reason, I prefer the vintage. For a stainless steel look, I prefer modern. I don't know what it is, just crazy watch guys being crazy. Very cool, special watch. I wear it all the time. I don't baby it. If you can see, I have a lot of scuffs and marks on it already because I just wear it around the house, doing chores, things like that. It's one of those watches that I enjoy looking at as well as wearing. Very special timepiece in my collection. Moving from Rolexes to Rolex's younger cousin, so to speak, Tudor Black Bay 58. Man, what a fantastic diver. To this day, this is my favorite diver watch. I mean, it's not my favorite watch, and it's probably not the best diver, but for one reason or another, this is my favorite diver watch. I love those gilt accents. I love the bracelet. I mean, the rivets are okay. I can take it or leave it. I love the case size, 39 millimeters, under 12 millimeters or just over 12 millimeters thick. Just beautifully designed timepiece. I also love that it has that exposed crown, no crown guards, something so classic, something so special about this timepiece. And I believe to this day, this is still the most popular Black Bay 58 variation. Breitling Avenger 43. I always assumed if I were to own a Breitling, it would be the Navy timer. I can't stop talking about Navy timer. I love the Navy timer, and hopefully one day I will own one. However, this one here was given to me by my very dear friend, very close friend, and I love this watch, not only because of the sentimental / emotional value that this watch provides to me, but also because it's just a really good watch. Just look how thin it is. It fits on the wrist so well. I have about a 7.5 inches wrist, and I think that 43 millimeter diameter just feels right at home. And also, look at the AR coating on this crystal. It just disappears. It's almost as if there is no crystal at all, and you're just looking directly at the dial. Right now, I have it on the supplied leather strap. It's kind of a leather canvas strap, but I also love wearing it on the Marine Chanel NATO strap. It just fits so well, and this is one of those watches that I love taking on adventures with me. I'm kind of weird like that. I have kind of each watch for different activities. I'm not separating them like that, but just some watches are calling me to do certain activities with. And this one right here is the adventure watch. This is the watch that I would go hiking with. This is the watch that I took bikepacking with me, where you go backpacking on a bicycle, you bring your tent, your barbecue, things like that, and you go. I actually have a video about that. You can check it out on the YouTube channel. Just one of those really cool special watches, and a definite surprise for me because I never thought I would actually own one, but now that I have one, I can't imagine my collection without it. Another watch that I'm having a hard time picturing my collection without is this Rolex Explorer. This is the 39mm version, and in my opinion, it's one of the best watches ever made. I was lucky enough to be able to buy one brand new from the AD. I didn't pay over retail for it, no nonsense like that. Ever since I bought it about 3.5 years ago at the Montreal Grand Prix, I fell in love with this model. I wanted it for a long time, and when I was able to buy one, it just felt right at home on my wrist. I really wear this watch. As you can see, it has a lot of scuffs and scratches and nicks and things like that. Some of you will be grabbing your head and saying, oh my God, how could you destroy this Rolex so bad? But these watches are made to be worn. They're made to be enjoyed. At least that's the way I look at it. And that's why I really wear and enjoy this timepiece. And it's one of my favorites in a collection. And I'm very happy and lucky to be able to own one. Omega Speedmaster, aka the Moonwatch, of course, an icon, a staple in many watch collections. And I was able to get one as a gift a couple of years ago from my fiance at the time. Now she's my wife. And I enjoyed and cherished this watch ever since. I shouldn't say cherished because that implies that I didn't really wear the watch. I wear the hell out of this watch. I don't know if you can see on camera, but I have so many different scratches on this Haslite crystal because, once again, I really wear and enjoy all my watches. Now, this one here is special for many reasons. Number one, it's been my Grail watch for a very long time. Number two, it came from my wife as our anniversary gift. And it's just been so special. I love wearing this one on a leather strap, on this bracelet, or on one of these canvas straps right here. There are a few different companies selling these canvas straps. This one here is from a 4Max. I bought this strap just for this watch specifically, and it fits so well on it. So if you have one of these Speedmasters, buy yourself a canvas strap. You will not regret it. It just feels so comfortable and it feels right at home on that strap. The last watch that I'm going to showcase, the last watch in my watch collection, but probably the most special one, is this Rolex GMT Master II, reference 16710. This has been a Grail watch of mine for a very long time, and that's why it's so special to me. It has kind of opened a new chapter in my life, so to speak, because this was a watch that I bought for myself when I proposed to my wife, and I knew that my life is going to change forever, and I knew that it's changing for better, growing up, things like that. And I just felt like it was the right watch to buy because it's been just on my mind for so many years. Now, it was kind of lucky that I bought it back then because now the prices of these watches have skyrocketed so much. I mean, when I bought it, it was already expensive. I bought it over 2 years ago. Now they almost doubled in price. So if I didn't buy it back then, chances are I probably would have never bought it. It just goes to show you sometimes you have to bite the bullet and buy the thing that you really want to buy. Now, of course, don't put yourself in any financial hardship, but sometimes you have to be brave and just go for it. When I bought this watch, it was super scary because it was the most money I ever spent on a watch. I also bought it online, but over the years, I couldn't have been happier with my purchase. And that's it. That's the video State of the Collection 2022. I think next year's State of the Collection is probably going to be about the same. I'm pretty happy with my collection overall, so I'm not really looking to add or take away too many watches. Maybe sell one of the Rolexes, maybe not, I don't know yet, but that's pretty much it. I don't really have any watches that I'm planning to add next year, so maybe I'll skip next year's State of the Collection and do another one in a couple of years if I still have this YouTube channel by then. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We release new videos every week. We'll see you next time.